Well, hello there. It is another episode of A Piece of Molly's Mind. I am Molly Gebler, the host of A Piece of Molly's Mind, and this is the podcast that you never knew you needed. You're welcome. I hope everybody had a great week. I hope everybody listened to my last episode with Courtney. Wow, was that powerful? And if you didn't, you may head over to YouTube and take a listen and a look. And breaking news! A Piece of Molly's Mind is now on Spotify. Rachel, you're welcome. We're on Spotify, so you can take a listen and take a look at that. Please make sure that since my podcast is a video podcast, that you're careful in the car. We all know, if you listen to past episodes, that I had an accident, so I'm cautious of that. So please be careful while you're listening. Had a great week. Other than getting on Spotify, I have to tell a little funny story. I dressed up like Santa Claus and went into different shops in the village, and we're doing this thing called the Santa Crawl, and you have to guess what shop or restaurant or merchant location Santa's at. And I'm going to show you my favorite comment. The comments are funny, but I'm going to show you my favorite comment right here. Yep. Someone said that the Santa is skinny. Well, that's a skinny Santa. Love it. I love it so much. I want to give you a true piece of Molly's mind moment on the things that go on in my head and what I think about, so that you can get a little teeny sense of what it's like in Molly's mind. I want to talk about English muffins, and I want to discuss the fact that the marketing team for the English muffins, on the package, it says easy cut or easy perforated or something like that. And I'm going to tell you, if you have had an English muffin and tried to pull this apart, there is nothing easy about it. I try, and I always have to take a knife and get that perforated, get the cut. It never comes apart easily at all. So here's my question to the marketing team over there. Why even spend the money? You know that it does not pull apart. You have to know. Why spend the money and put that on the label? Like, it's not necessary. It's not necessary. This way, if a consumer like myself tries it and I can't get it open, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll get a knife. Now I'm just pissed because you told me that this was going to be easy and it's not easy. So now I'm irritated. So my suggestion, save the money, take it off the label. It's just a suggestion, just a little suggestion of mine. What else? We went and saw Zootopia 2 with the kids, which was great. It was actually a super cute show. Another thing I realized through editing is that I think we should start a drinking game when you watch my podcast on how many times I say the word Because I'm going to tell you what, you're going to be hammered. Now, I edit my shows. I try my best to get all the taken out. But gosh darn it, Molly, you say it a lot. So I'm trying to train myself to not say it. So maybe if I speak like this, no, I'll just edit them out. But yeah, my suggestion is start a drinking game when you watch my show. And if I say the word you can drink. If I miss any. Or maybe at the end of watching it, count up how many I missed and comment in the down below. What else do we have? I got a new car. Yes, I got a new car. I will tell you, it's the same car. I got the Chevy Yukon. Uh, for those of you who have listened to past podcasts, you know that I had a car accident, and the Chevy Yukon literally saved my life. Chevy, I'd be thrilled for you to be a sponsor of A Piece of Molly's Mind, and I'll even do a free commercial for you telling everybody about my accident and how you literally saved the life of myself and my grandbabies and my daughter. Hook me up. Got the new car. Kids love it. The kids said goodbye to the old car. Here's a picture of Mary hugging it. And I will tell you, I sat in the car for a couple minutes after spending an hour cleaning it out, and I said my goodbyes, and I thanked that vehicle and God for saving our life. But I have a new one. I can't get my plate. So I have had, my license plate said in of Chagrin, in of CF. And I can't, and I don't understand it. Something about we leased the car. The license plate is property of GM Financial. We have to write a letter. I don't know. I would be happy to write a letter for it, but now I don't have to mind my P's and Q's while I'm driving because I don't have, oh, look at the sun. The sun is like right in my face. I've got like this, here, should I go like that? That's where the sun is the best. Here, let's change this for a minute and go. Let's let the natural sun be my light. I love this. Let's see. Okay. I don't know. Whatever. So, yes, I can't have my license. So be careful on the road because I can flip you off and not have to care anymore. Before, I couldn't, flip you off for cutting me off because I had Inn of Chagrin, which most people knew was me. So I don't have to be careful anymore. Morning. Let's see what else. I think that's, I got to tell you, this interview today, I am on the road. Molly went on the road to the Hive and sat down with none other than the queen bee herself, Kimberly Gibson. And I have to tell you, it is a phenomenal interview. My mic does die out at the end, so I apologize. We did 2 takes of this episode. The first one, there were just some things that we kept going back and forth about. And with any guest, I want to make sure that they are comfortable, that they believe in themselves enough to share. And we just didn't like the way that our first interview went. So I texted with Kim and said, you know what, let's just do it again, which I'm glad we did because it's a phenomenal interview. And shout out to her because she was just on Fox 8 yesterday and she gave me a little shout out.
Hey, I do want to tell you, if you do want to get to know a little bit more about my project and some things that are going on with my husband and I personally and our family and all that good stuff, go and like A Piece of Molly's Mind. Molly Gebler's doing this new thing online. Want everybody to check it out. She's a friend here down at Fox 8. She's like my little, she's the queen of the Chagrin Valley right now too. Yeah, she's doing good things.
They are doing such amazing things.
It literally, my cup runneth over. It just made me, it just made my heart so full that somebody would this is typical Kim. So this is her time, right? She's shining. She's on Fox 8 News. She's doing a cooking segment. This is her moment. It's her moment to promote her business. She has a small she has a catering business, the Hungry Bee, and she is doing this massive new project called the Hive. So it's her time. And in true Kimberly fashion, the 90% of the episode was shouting out other people and highlighting and giving other people a moment, sharing a spotlight with her. And that is so Kim. So Kim. So she shouted out to the Rotary Club. She shouted out about Preston, which you'll learn about in the interview with her on why she shouted them out. And then she shouted a piece of Molly's mind out. I mean, honestly, if we could just have more people like Kim in this world, it would be a better place. So thank you. And thank you for sitting down with me on a very, very busy schedule and talking all about the Hive and Hungry Bee. I think that's it for now. I think that's, I've got my tree, I promised you. The lights are on. It's kind of hard to see, but the lights are on. We got some batteries finally. Christmas room is up and going at the inn. Oh my gosh, it's fantastic. And I am in full swing prep for the Wicked room. And I'm telling you, you guys, I'm going all out. I just painted a mirror pink and a mirror green. And then I have a decal of the crown and Alphaba's hat so that you can stand in front of this mirror and it'll look like you're wearing either the crown or the hat, whichever you choose. So I'm going all out. So please book your room for the Wicked room at the Inn of Chagrin, because it's going to be amazing. And that is it. That is it. We are looking at a whole week of snow, which I'm super excited about. And that's it. That's my week, my pre-show weekday or week update. And I have to just say, continue to go be amazing. Enjoy the interview with Kim. Take notes, because you're going to learn how to be a badass in this episode. So enjoy another episode. I think this is episode 5. Oh my gosh. I love it. Enjoy another episode of A Piece of Molly's Mind. And don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, subscribe to us on YouTube, and do whatever you do on Spotify. Add your favorites on Spotify. Thank you so much for joining us and enjoy this episode of A Piece of Molly's Mind. We'll see ya.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Cheers.
And what a welcome. This is a take 2. We're going to be honest with everybody here. This is a take 2, and you have stepped up your game.
Yeah. I've watched your previous podcast, and I knew I had to bring it.
Everybody, welcome to another episode of A Piece of Molly's Mind. Thank you for joining us. We are this is Molly on the road.
Yeah.
This is Molly on the road, and we are at Hungry Bee's new facility called the Hive. And we are sitting here with Kimberly Gibson. Kimberly, is it Hungry Bee? Is it hot? What are you now?
I think
What's your identity?
I don't know yet, but
do any of us?
I identify as a crazy workaholic mother.
That we know.
Yeah, right. I would say I'm always going to be Hungry Bee. I was in Heinen's today and I had 4 people go, Hungry Bee. And I love that. I'll always be Hungry Bee. But this new venture is now the Hive, which will encompass Hungry Bee as well. But we're now the Hive in Honey Hill.
This is such an undertaking. Yeah. Let's go there, and then we'll rewind and go into childhood and teens and all that stuff.
I'm on your time, Molly.
Oh, I love that.
We got our wine.
We got wine. Cheese. We have cheese. Miss Kimberly knows that I
like cheese with some crystals in it, which we have talked about before. So she told me, I know it's not this one.
No, this one has crystals. You know, this is my favorite, Manchego, but yeah, little Adams Reserve cheddar in the mix. My favorite.
This is good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh yeah.
It's nothing like wine and cheese.
Nothing.
With your girlfriend, just hanging out.
Speaking of that, we'll be able to come here and get wine and cheese. So
all the cheeses, all the
break
meats.
it down, because there's a lot going to be happening here at the Hive. First of all, I want to know, why did you want to take this on? Why? We are sitting in the old Chagrin Falls movie theater.
Yeah. We're in actually right now the old Theater 5.
Theater 5, where I had my 50th birthday party during COVID. And I'll pause a minute so you guys can figure out how old I am. Okay. It was not doing well after COVID. I mean, that shouldn't be a shock for anybody. The whole movie industry took a huge hit during COVID.
Sure.
And I think probably even before a little bit, movie theaters just weren't.
My whole opinion on the scenario and situation is, when that shooting occurred on the West Coast, that years ago, that's when people said, we're going to put big screens in our basement. I think that was the beginning of the...
I agree. I have left movies because I didn't feel comfortable of a person that maybe walked in. And my daughters can comment in the thread here, because they're well aware I'm a freak when it comes to the movie theater.
Yeah.
I love going,
right,
but I have to know where the exits are at all times. I need to be close to an exit. I need to be on the end. I won't be in the middle of the row.
I only go to the theaters that are down like this.
Okay.
Where it's the stadium seating, and I am in usually the back row in the middle, so I could see everything around me.
Interesting. Yeah. They weren't doing well. You know, I think the demise was evident.
I think so.
And you came in and said, I mean, I think the thing that blows my mind the most is the fact that there were how many theaters?
15.
Okay. So this is a big building with 15 movie theaters in it. How did you even think of this? Well, we're going to talk about what it's going to become, but okay, just go.
You know, I guess the whole thing started because I had looked at the property next door, and I wanted to build a little restaurant, maybe a little catering hall, nothing crazy. And the owner of the Chagrin Cinema property came to me and said, hey, they haven't announced it yet, but the cinema is going to be piecing out. Would you be interested in the building? And, you know, I had to go home and talk to Jimmy Gibson, show him a little love, and maybe convince him a little bit. And it was like our business plan just evolved from there, for sure. I mean, even since we've started construction, things have evolved. When you buy an old movie theater, you never know what's going to pop up in here. I mean, it's been surprise after surprise. And, you know, I always say, I love seeing a movie on the big screen. I think a lot of people do. And I always thought, if I bulldoze this building, the community would crucify me.
So let's talk about the community.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you are such an advocate for the community and such a supporter of the community. So I'm sure you were nervous on, you know, Kim's gonna, you know, destroy. Kim's taking over the movie theater. It's gone.
Yeah.
And first of all, let's be very clear that there will be a theater.
There will be a theater. One theater.
Yes.
The former Theater 3.
And it's not going to be the new stuff.
I can't show new releases. That license is a little out of my.
Yes. Agreed.
But we've converted everything over in there, so we can actually do TV in there, AV capabilities. We can show movies that are like 2.5 years and older.
So we could do like an 80s night and show 16
Girls' night
candles
out,
and Mamma Mia. We can all stand up and sing throughout the whole thing. Wicked, and we can all sing. Yes,
Christmas
The Gathering.
movies.
And so were you nervous and scared about what the community would do or say?
I was terrified. You know, I think there was a little bit of a false narrative going around. I mean, Jimmy and I had to keep this under wraps for quite a while. And a lot of people don't know, the cinema was operating and they had said they were leaving. And I don't think all components of the cinema knew that they were leaving until it was
Because you
time.
had an owner of the building and then you had the cinema.
Yes. And you had the owner of the cinema company.
Right.
And we actually let them stay here because for about 6 months, I mean, we had owned it and let them stay because I go, the holiday season is their Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And their last holiday, I wanted them to have that Avatar. I wanted them to have Maverick.
Right.
So it was crazy because then they closed right after the holiday season. And then that night, or the next night, Solon Cinema just locked its doors and walked out and didn't say anything. And I think maybe it was when Chagrin closed, that's when the others are like, okay,
Yeah,
we're not the first now. And we've been hanging on by a thread. It's time.
Yeah. So what will be in this love letter to the community, this building, this hive?
Sure. A lot.
Yeah, I know.
I
don't know how you keep track of it, honestly.
Good people around me.
Mm-hmm.
Hungry Bee, my staple, will be moving over. It'll be the same footprint. Just, I don't want to say elevated, but it's not going to be as mom and pop. We just want it to fit the place and, still approachable. This whole place, approachable, not stuffy, something for everyone. A place you come simply because it's a Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So Hungry Bee will move over. We're going to have Goods at the Hive, which will be our retail division that'll feature a lot of local independent makers, growers, all that good stuff. So Goods at the Hive. We'll have concessions, which will have a beautiful, I don't want to say Subway or Chipotle setup, but cheese and charcuterie bar. I want those meats, those cheeses, those garnishes. I want them on a tray that I can go sit outside.
Puts it on the tray for you.
Oh yeah, we have a chef back there doing that. Or I want to take it home. I mean, I could eat a cheese and charcuterie board for dinner.
100%.
That's my jam.
100%. Yeah.
That's my jam.
Popcorn?
Popcorn, of course. Because
popcorn.
People have been saying, we love the popcorn.
Who doesn't love a movie theater popcorn?
We love the popcorn.
My poor husband, he'll call and say, what's for dinner? And I'll be like, can you pick up a thing of popcorn at the Aurora Cinema?
Mm-hmm.
That's
There's
my
something
dinner.
about movie theater popcorn.
It's terrible for
Extra
you, and that's
butter.
the best part.
I mean, I regret it for days after, but
love it.
I love it. It's worth it.
All right.
Then we'll have the Woodshed, a live music venue, which is somewhat Jimmy Gibson's baby. And a lot of people don't know this about Jimmy Gibson. He can play almost every instrument, and he is self-taught. Like, excellent at piano. I think that was one of the things that wooed me a little bit is when he sat down, imagine going on a date and guy just sitting at the piano and playing Imagine by John Lennon.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm done.
It's a done deal.
Yeah.
Done deal.
Legs are spread.
Well, Taylor Swift says it, so now you
know. Yeah. Wood.
Yeah, wood. What does she say? Something about my thighs.
Yeah. Yep.
So the Woodshed, and that won't just be a music venue. Think country line dancing nights. I mean, how great. Little something for everyone.
Okay.
A little jazz, little high school battle of the bands. So after the Woodshed, we'll have Screens at the Hive, which will be our cinema.
Comedian.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's funny. Someone asked me about that yesterday. I go, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone could be filming their podcast up there on the stage too.
Ooh, can we come back?
I hope so. I hope you would.
Jimmy Gibson playing in the background. Done. We'll be booking that.
Yeah. And then, Screens at the Hive will be our cinema. And then,
oh my gosh, it can be a live podcast. With the audience.
Molly.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so pause. Right now, I need you guys to stop listening and make sure that you are liking and following A Piece of Molly's Mind, because the only way I can get to be on the stage at the Woodshed is if I have enough followers. So get going on that.
Get going, everybody.
Yes.
Timber Fire.
Okay, let's talk about Timber Fire. Speaking of taking one iconic to replace it with another iconic. Timber Fire, for those of you who are new or not from the area, was a family restaurant here. It wasn't open for very long.
It was not.
Right? How long?
What? It was built in, I think, 1997 or 8, and I think it burned down in 2005.
Okay. Yeah, it burned down. It was just a casual restaurant that everybody went, but you just felt like family, and you saw everybody, and
It had something to offer everybody at every budget,
Yeah.
at every likes, dislikes.
So the facade of Timber Fire, and I'm going to show it right now, is like when you enter and you look back to the end of the theater, you're going to see the facade of, which is just so. Did you always have that in mind? Was Timber Fire always coming in here? Was that the restaurant that you wanted to buy the property
Timber
for?
Fire
Timber
was
Fire was
what the
always
original. I was the salad girl at Timber Fire when it opened. It opened going into my senior year of college or senior year of high school. They gave me my first cooking job. You know, I worked the salad station, the pizza station. I was the fryer. Like, that was a restaurant at that very young, impressionable age that it's emotional to even talk about for me. Like, they wrote my college admission letter to the Culinary Institute, the corporate chef there.
Did they give you the passion for cooking?
I always had a passion for cooking, but had never worked in a large production restaurant. And I think one of the huge selling points of me of what I wanted to do with my life was the experience at Timber Fire, because you walked in those front doors of Timber Fire, you knew stunning Nancy Conklin was going to be standing at that hostess stand, hugging everybody, shaking hands. You knew you went there because your child loved the macaroni and cheese. You knew the Grand Teton pizza was awesome with the ranch dressing on it.
Yeah.
Like, that was new for me. All you could eat crab leg nights, kids eat free, coloring contests. Like, it was ahead of its time, truly, for me. It wasn't a place you went because it was so fancy and had all the bells and whistles. It was a place you went because you know the food was good, the portions were awesome for the price, it had something for you, it had something for your kids, you could go on a date there, you could take your family and not break the bank, and you knew you were going to see people in the community and you were going to feel so appreciated for spending your hard-earned money there.
Yeah.
And for me, as a young, impressionable teen that didn't know what she wanted to do with the rest of her life, it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I am so grateful for the owners of that restaurant and the managers.
Who just came, Eric.
Yeah, Eric was just
came,
here. Eric and his wife, they were lovely.
Are they blessing it?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
And they brought me menus. They brought me some old memorabilia. They were lovely.
Okay.
I mean, they were lovely. And I'm grateful.
Is the interior, as I eat my pepperoni, or
yeah,
whatever it is.
Not a little too spicy for you?
No,
No.
I haven't eaten a spicy one yet.
Okay.
Will the interior reflect? Are there any features that?
Well,
will you have? Who's your? What was the hostess's name?
Nancy Conklin.
Will there be a Nancy Conklin?
There's going to have to be a Nancy Conklin, but there will never be anyone just as amazing.
How old
as
was Nancy? Like, what are we looking for?
I mean, I have to think she was in her late 30s or early 40s back then. I mean, I have to think so. I mean, she's still gorgeous.
Okay.
But I think she's got a great job with another company. And, you know, as much as I'd love to have her.
But she could be a celebrity host.
She could be a celebrity host. Nancy, celebrity host.
Reach out to us, okay?
Yeah.
I'll be your manager. I'll work a good deal for you.
Mm-hmm.
So inside is really just kind of your vision.
Well, I keep saying, as amazing as Timber Fire was back then, we're in 2000, almost 26 here. I can't have teepees and Native American statues. No. And, you know, I love Timber Fire, but I wanted to lighten and brighten this a little bit, because when you buy a shuttered movie theater, there's no natural light.
Yeah, I mean, your expense alone on windows had to be insane.
Windows and lighting
and
leveling out the theater floors.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah. So just so you know, you're not coming in here and going downward like you would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So
that alone, that process from leveling out drove me to drink a little bit.
Oh my gosh. And what is Timber Fire seat or hold or?
We could have been in upwards of 400 at one point. And Jimmy Gibson, you know, he is
Thank God, right?
Thank God for Jimmy Gibson. You know,
he brought these chairs in for us.
He brought them in.
Yeah.
I'm the helium
On
and the
his
balloon,
back.
and he's the string that kind of pulls me down to reality and wrangles this crazy in. Thank God for Jimmy.
Oh yeah.
Love you, Jimmy. And he said, I think 250 is where we want to go with this, because you don't want an empty restaurant. So,
and seeing that like there's some sections that maybe will be able to be enclosed. So you can have like a
Private
little
enclosed
private.
rooms as well.
And then the
Yes.
chef's
Chef's counter will seat 12 up there.
Okay.
We'll have two large garage doors on the other side of us, glass garage doors that overlook the golf dome, and that'll have a beautiful outdoor patio and beer garden out there.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Local beers, is
Oh
that
yeah,
the thought?
absolutely. We put in a glass refrigerated keg cooler right over here so that people could see that, you know, we were committed to support as locally as possible.
Okay.
I mean, breweries are hot. We've got a lot of breweries
We
here.
We do.
Yeah.
And then, as if that's not enough, we have a speakeasy.
The broom closet.
Yeah.
More to come on that.
Yeah, we're not going to. So we have a little speakeasy, and then a area for a 400-person event.
At least.
Because you can open the door and another 350 outside.
Yeah. I was sad to see Jaga County events leaving Jaga County.
Kimberly.
I said, hey, we have the property, we have the structure. Why not?
I'm surprised because we did do this video a couple weeks ago, and for reasons that we won't get into, we're re-recording it. I didn't look pretty on the last video.
You look great.
I can't believe how much has been how much is being been done since the last.
Maroos Construction is hauling it. I mean, they are going to be done at the first of the year. And
when are you opening?
Our house swarming party will be March 30th, and we will open to everyone April 1st, which is a Wednesday. And then that Sunday is Easter, so we will have bunny brunch.
Oh my gosh.
There's a lot coming up.
Yeah, so there's it's opening April 1st.
It's opening April 1st. And the end of January, we're doing a 2-day community job fair that we're excited about too. It's nice. People are excited. People from the old timber fire have come asking if we would hire. I mean, absolutely. We want people here that are as rooted in community as we are, that love this community, that love everything about Chagrin Falls and Bainbridge. And we just...
Where did the passion for Bainbridge come from? I mean, you grew up in Bainbridge.
No, I did not.
No.
I actually grew up on Elm Court in Chagrin Falls.
Oh, okay.
Grew up on Elm Court. I mean, first memories sitting in the back in a little basket on my dad's bike and biking down Main Street and going to Woolworths and sitting at the counter and having a grilled cheese and then getting to walk across the wall to see all the fish in the fish tanks, then going over to the popcorn shop to get my Superman ice cream, then biking back over to the playground and to sit on the Big Frog.
Yeah.
First memories. I mean, you can't beat that as a kid. I mean, what Chagrin Falls has, I mean, this truly is my living love letter to the community I adore.
Yeah.
So from there then, I went to St. Joan of Arc, but we moved out to Auburn Township.
Okay.
And that's where
But were your parents passionate? I mean, because there are people in this world who, they live somewhere and they live somewhere.
Mom and Dad grew up here.
Okay.
Dad grew up in Auburn. Mom grew up in Bainbridge. They went to Kenston kindergarten all the way through high school together. And, when it got time for me to go to high school, my sister and I both, it was, would you like to go to Notre Dame Cathedral Latin or would you like to go to Kenston? My sister went to NDCL.
Boo.
Boo. I went to Kenston. And
I only boo because I'm a Lake Catholic grad.
Oh, drain the lake. That was the whole thing they always said there at Notre Dame, drain the lake.
Well, that's funny. See, when I went to school, which was just a couple years ago, Notre Dame was not co-ed at that time.
Oh.
So they weren't a sports, there was no reason to have them be,
right.
What do you call it? Like when you don't like them?
Yeah, a rivalry.
Thank you. It was Iggy Piggy and St. Ed's were our rivals, and St. Joe's were our rivals. And then I think because it went co-ed and they started taking some of our football players and good sports men and women, I think that's when they became rivals.
Got it.
In my opinion, because it wasn't, Notre Dame was never
Right.
Never a rival. Were your parents, your dad is a current trustee in
Right.
Auburn. Was
Right.
he always that? Was there always just that?
I think he had that, like, I think he started when I was in like 5th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's winding that down now,
okay.
which I'm thrilled about. I'm thrilled.
Will we see him here in some sort of capacity?
You know, he's at Hungry Bee like every day, pop it in, and you know, he's the beekeeper.
Yeah.
So he's constantly restocking the honey and
Yeah,
the
so
pollen and the candles. And,
let's talk about that. So how did you even get into beekeeping?
So when I was very young, my mother wanted my father and I to get a hobby together. She meant golf or tennis, and we came home with 5 beehives.
Oh my gosh.
And
where does one go and get beehives?
You're going to laugh when I tell you
I want
this
to.
one.
I want to.
You order them and they come in the mail.
What?
Yeah. You order your queen bees and they come in the mail.
In
so when
what
we
are
would
they
get
coming
them
in?
down at the Chagrin Falls post office, they would send these little queen cages, like a little queen in each one. We get like a couple of them, you know, the queens. And they'd send them in like orange bags, like the oranges that you get a big thing of oranges. And they call me and be like, Mr. McCune, you need to come down to the Chagrin Falls post office and get your package of bees right now.
How much does a queen bee cost?
I don't know now how much they do because we raise our own.
Yeah.
But yeah. Isn't that funny though?
That's crazy. What do you mean you raise your own? You could make somebody a queen?
So when a hive sees that their queen is getting weaker, you know, she's not laying as many eggs or, you know, things like that, this is where the term royal jelly comes from. Okay. They feed a cell, like the eggs, they feed a cell only royal jelly, and that produces your queen bee right there. So then when that queen hatches, her and the other queen, they have a little battle royale. There's your queen.
And what is jelly? It's coming out of the bee?
No, the royal jelly is like a mix of, you know, the honey, the pollen, the saliva.
And the bees are creating that?
The bees create it. We just let them do their thing. They've got it all covered.
I'm so just my mind is blown by the whole, because
it's really a science.
They literally treat her like a queen. She does nothing.
She does nothing.
Yeah, I want to be a bee queen.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
You have all those worker bees around you, all those nurse bees taking care of you.
Yes.
We could learn a lot from the bees, though. I've always said that.
Yeah.
You know, working together.
Right.
No one has an
Everybody
ego.
has a job.
Everyone knows they have a certain role they have to play, and, you know, everyone working together to achieve a common goal. Like,
yeah.
Without bees, we would not be here. They pollinate all of our fruits, all of our vegetables. We would be eating gruel. I mean, it's way to go, bees.
Way to go, bees. God is good.
Yep.
God knows what he's doing.
He really does.
Were the bees on Noah's Ark? Were 2 bees on Noah's Ark?
Let's just say they were.
I think so. Right?
So.
They have to be.
They must have been.
There was 2 species of every, or 2 of every species, wasn't there? Isn't according to the Bible?
Yeah.
Speaking of the Bible, I was at Mass, and I shared this with you already.
Great quote.
I was at Mass, and the reading said, there was a sentence before, and then it said, eat your own food. And that's basically it's saying, mind your own business, stay in your own lane. But I love the eat your own food, because I think some people might not know what I'm saying. And I like that as well. You know what? Just eat your own food.
Eat your own food.
Eat your own food. I love that.
Yeah,
I love
that's a good one.
A lot of the people on social media could eat their own food. Oh my gosh. Okay. So what kind of young Kim were you? Were you quiet? Were you shy? Were you strong? Have you always been strong?
That's a
Were you
question.
Trouble? Were you? Did we have to keep you in
was,
line?
You know, it's very, I want to say this. I had 2 very, very driven parents. Very driven. I mean, my father was a division whatever athlete, you know, went to college on a full athletic scholarship. My mom, you know, beautiful. She was a hairstylist. But the thing with my mom that a lot of people didn't know is she's visually impaired. And my mom, you know, I always say this, you know, my father's very strong, out there shaking hands, kissing babies, in local politics. You know, he was the lector at mass. Like, my father was always out and about, and my mother was kind of the quiet, reserved, stood back, but she was always very strong. And I think when my mom's vision started to go a little bit, you know, you can't cut hair.
Yeah.
And to watch my mother pivot in the way she did and get an entirely new career path. I mean, as a young child, watching two parents like that, it leaves quite an impression, and it gave me such a fire in the belly. And I think because of that, you know, I was an exceptional athlete. I was the girl on the Kenston boys ice hockey
There
team.
you
And I
go.
was a
There you
football
go.
cheerleader. So, you know, I've always been two people, I've always said. But the thing with my mother and father, I think that really instilled a lot in me was this whole family food community. We had an in-law suite onto our house, and I was raised just as much by my grandma and grandpa McCune as I was by my mom and dad. And I think, you know, I was probably in kindergarten when my grandparents retired, and they were very hard workers, and they were very much, you know, family first. And my mom and dad are running so hard, and I was at the perfect age. My grandparents would just put me in a little party dress. They'd take me everywhere with them. I mean, it was like having two sets of parents, and that type of family bond and unit, that was huge for me. And I think the love and support just always pushed me very hard. And unfortunately for me, I was one of those kids that have always, and probably still now to this day, have had to learn lessons the hard way.
What does that mean?
I got in a lot of trouble. School for me was strictly social.
Mm-hmm.
But something that was always at the forefront was, at least I always thought, I was friends with everybody. I may not have been best friends with everybody, but I was nice and approachable. And even like my principals, I liked people.
Right.
I maybe didn't like math and science, but I loved people.
Right. Well, what a perfect place to get into in the hospitality restaurant world.
Absolutely.
So you graduated.
I graduated from
barely.
Kenston, barely.
I added that.
It was barely. But the thing that I think to this day still upsets my parents is I could have gotten very good grades.
Right.
I just didn't apply myself.
Yeah.
And now I look back and I even say to my own daughters, I'm like, you know, don't make the mistakes I made. Do not, like, you guys get great grades. Keep pushing.
So would you say that's a regret for you?
Huge regret.
Yeah.
But, you know, I look back, there's a lot of things I regret, but it's what got me here.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you graduated and you went where? You got a scholarship. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I went to Kenston, and I did the Auburn Career Center vocational culinary program my junior and senior year. So between the competitions that Auburn Career was putting me in, and then I obtained a life-changing scholarship from the Chagrin Valley Rotary. Yeah. I went to the Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, New York, and I never could have afforded that. And this is a community that has always, in my opinion, supported its young people and its independent business owners. And when you experience the level of support that I felt, it brings me to tears. I mean, even 25 years later.
Yeah, but you need to have kudos to you. Yes, please. I'm glad I brought it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there are people in this world that, sure, they grew up and they got, you know, a scholarship or whatever, and then they move on and they become what they become and they never think about it again.
Right.
You are literally continuing to thank those people who kind of like made a path for you and helped you along and helped you up a step that maybe you couldn't get up at the time, but you always seem to be thanking them along the way, including this building where, you know, it's housed in Bainbridge. We say Chagrin Falls, but it is Bainbridge. Mm-hmm. And you know, you could have put this anywhere. Mm-hmm. And again, it's another way of saying thank you to a community who has helped you along the way. And you know, that not everyone does that. Kudos to you for.
Well, thank you. But I think a lot can be said when you rally around people that need rallying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where to go with that, but that is something that is always in the back of my mind is, how can we do better? Everybody goes through shit, and a little pick me up and a little help can go a long way and can change somebody's life.
Yeah.
I think about that a lot.
And you don't need to know how it's going to change their life.
Right.
You know, you just do it.
You
You don't do it because, and you don't need to follow up.
Well, I mean, we filmed this documentary, and the last line of it, and whenever, you know, I think about it, it chokes me up because it is true. And I say this is my swan song right here. I couldn't do this again.
Oh.
But this is.
I'm going to call bullshit on that because she will do something to, maybe not this extent,
we don't know.
Trust me, everybody, I do know.
But like the Hive and everything that has led up to this, like this is not just a building. And like I look in the camera and I say this right away. This is what happens when someone ordinary is given extraordinary support.
Yeah.
And it is my duty to pay that forward.
Mm-hmm. So you graduated from, now you're a chef.
I went to the Culinary Institute of America. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Life-changing for me. I had never been.
That was in New York.
Yeah.
Can we talk about New York City?
Absolutely.
New York City, and this would have been what year?
I graduated from Kenston in 2000, and I started at CIA that September.
Okay. And you're coming from what we here in the community call the bubble, small town, everybody knows everybody, to a city that can eat you up, swallow you down, spit you out,
Mm-hmm.
and then grab all the pieces of you and eat you and spit you out again.
And it did.
Yeah, it is a
very humbling experience.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about how you transitioned into that world,
Sure.
because you then, I would assume, you're not only going to school, you're working in there.
It was a shock to the system for sure. I mean, growing up, you know, we took some vacations, but I had never been to New York before. I had only been to New York when we did the site visit for CIA. And starting at CIA was a extreme culture shock, to say the least. I was grateful that I had Nicole there, who I knew from Kenston, who was a year ahead of me, kind of helping me along the way. But to me, you know, when you have a community behind you with scholarships like that, it is humbling, but it is also very stressful.
I mean, you felt that you were there for everybody.
I did, and I didn't want to let anybody down. Yeah. And I think that's when I started having some issues with anxiety. First time being away from my family, first time being away from everything I know, and I'm thrown to the wolves in New York.
Yeah.
If you know anything about the Culinary Institute, at that point, it was a very male-driven, you know, it was hard. You know, my parents are unpacking me, moving into my dorm, and you're looking at these student chefs out there like chain smoking, like they're stressed out, and it's everything that you would expect. And
competition-wise, like, is everybody very competitive with each other?
Very competitive. And coming from the Chagrin Valley, you know, I went off to New York. I met a lot of different people from a lot of different cultures, different countries, different, you know, sexual orientations, different things that I hadn't had much experience with, which was amazing for me. But there was a point in time when, you know, I said, we're in New York, and, you know, this is college. And it wasn't really college.
Right.
But it was very stressful. There was a lot of great parties. And, you know, I took New York for everything it was. And again, going back to that learning lessons the hard way, drugs, alcohol. I mean, it was Culinary Institute of America for me was, you know, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Let's say it.
But I could then piggyback that the restaurant world is that, or known to be that,
for sure.
You know, just it's a hardcore. It is 4 or 5 hours of just this mad rush of especially in the kitchen, everything's timed, everything's got to get out, everything's got to be perfect. And then you're on the super, super high, and then the night's over, but really your night's just, your night's really just beginning.
The bar.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
everybody
at
heads are there.
CIA, I think they weed that out real quick. I mean,
Mhm.
I think I started 48 in my class and we graduated 16. Like it was something on those lines.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty hardcore back then. And, I did enjoy all of the things I should not have enjoyed. Had an experience at a party where, I was partaking in all the alcohol, all the drugs, and got myself into a situation that night where I'm laying on a bathroom floor, someone's reading me the phone book, and, I'm thinking if I shut my eyes, I'm not going to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
And that next day I said, what in the fuck are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, one, what would this have done to your parents? Two, all these people that are behind you, supporting you and rooting you on back home.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, they would be so disappointed. And as much as I say what a huge regret that was probably the best thing that ever happened to me. Because in this industry, you can go one of two ways.
Right.
You can go down one of two paths. And that was such an eye-opening experience for me. And I'm very transparent about that, especially with my daughters.
Right.
They ask me, did you do drugs?
Yeah.
And I say, don't make the mistakes I made.
Right.
Because you do that now, you will die.
Yeah. Like suicide's another big one. You had met Anthony Bourdain, and you had posted a very lovely tribute. And then not only tributed to him, but then you took it a step further and called out the restaurant world and said, hey, we need to do better. We need to do better here. Yeah. We are the owners, and we need to be watching our people.
We do.
How did you incorporate that into Hungry Bee? I mean, Hungry Bee is for those of you, Hungry Bee is like a catering. So it's a little different than the restaurant world. You don't have, they're stressed, don't get me wrong.
It's a gourmet food shop. We're open literally from 10:30 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Yeah, but you're hosting events and it gets hairy there. Right. But how did you implement that? How did you have conversations with your staff?
We've run very mom and pop for these last 12 years. We are a family at Hungry Bee. We have very minimal turnover. And, this is an industry, especially post-COVID, this is an industry that has always harbored people with addiction issues, mental health issues. Your aunt died. Okay, go outside and have a cigarette. You sprained your ankle. Sit on a milk crate in between, your grill orders. We have to do better. And I felt at Hungry Bee we always have. And that has been my mission with building this project. People say, well, why is it taking so long? One, it's a 68,000 square foot shutter movie theater, and we've had some hiccups and bumps and unexpecteds along the way.
Right.
But also because we're not just building a restaurant here. And we want people, teammates, coworkers with us that understand it's a priority for us that you have days off, that you have a quality of life, a living wage, medical and dental, a 401k. Putting those things I'm not a large conglomerate here. I'm a small independent business owner that's taking this leap to the next level. And those building blocks needed to be in place before I could even pick out chandeliers and things like that. That's the key. People always say the guest comes first. The guest is the guest. Your coworkers and teammates come first, because without them and without them feeling appreciated for their hard work, you don't have the guests. Mm-hmm. And I think as an industry, we have to do better. We're living in a world of, a mass exodus post-COVID from hospitality because people were treated like shit. Let's be honest.
Right.
And then, you think Anthony Bourdain's suicide, and Burrell.
Yeah.
We are serving, we have a love to serve attitude. We're working holidays, nights, days away from our children and our families. It does take a toll.
Yeah.
And
it's always a giving. You're constantly giving yourself to your guests.
But
that wears on you.
It does. And I do believe everyone should work in hospitality, at least in some fashion once in their life.
Yeah, it's a beast, but it is very rewarding. The stories and the connections that I have made working in the Monven group.
Yeah.
I started as a hostess at Burntwood and then a manager and now at the Inn of Chagrin. And there's people that I met when I first started there that I'm like really, really, really good friends with.
Yeah.
And they were just my guest who requested me when they came in every Wednesday night to serve them. And but it is, like you're saying, it's holidays and weekends and
It's
nights.
a hard life. It's a hard life. It's a hard
life.
life.
But here's the thing that amazes me every time I go in to get my chicken salad from Hungry Bee.
Yeah.
And they do have other things, but I highly recommend
You
trying.
like the chicken
I
salad.
like the chicken. I love the chicken salad. You're always there. And I find that I don't know, for those of you who visit Hungry Bee, if you're as amazed and bewildered as I am on that, but just in the busy life that you have, I walk in and there you are behind the counter, and that blows my mind every time. Is that something that you...
That's not by design. That's...
Molly's coming, I have to get behind the counter?
No, I mean, that's...
Yeah.
That's been the success of Hungry Bee.
Yeah.
I hate to say this.
You could say
I'm the
face.
Hungry Bee.
Yeah.
And I'm the Hungry Bee because of the Jimmy Gibson, the Heather Dixon, the Nicole Champagne, the Michelle Appel, the Bo Hill. I'm the Hungry Bee because of the people around me that allow me to shine.
You have half the Rick's Cafe staff.
When Rick's Cafe closed, my dad walked in and he goes, "You got to find that Heather. You have to find Heather." And I went restaurant to restaurant. And that's not my style. I'm not a poacher.
Right.
I don't like that. I don't like people doing that to me. I don't do it. And finally, I was at a funeral or something, and I saw her.
Oh my gosh!
And I go, "Oh my God, there she is. There's Heather."
And there's somebody in your kitchen.
Bo.
Yeah.
Bo Hill. Him and Heather were at Rick's Cafe for like 30, 40 years. And you could walk in there, and Heather would know your drink, and blah 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 blah. And we love that. That's some of the like fabric of the Chagrin Valley here. It's like Cheers.
Yeah. It is that kind of like the we just gave that award out to Anne from Einstein.
Einstein.
Everybody knows Anne.
Lovely.
It's the longevity of that's how you tell how loyal somebody is.
Right.
How long have you been there? Well, I've been here for 6 months and there for 3 months, and here I'm like, okay, cross you off the list.
Yeah, I agree.
Although that is the norm. That's the norm these days. Application after application.
Yeah, I'm not here for it.
Yeah, people are, they just, I don't know, I don't like that, and I move on. Let's talk about you and Jimmy. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. You literally shine. You're like a schoolgirl when we talk, even when in person you're crushing over him.
I can't get enough of Jimmy.
Yeah, so where'd you meet? Look at, she's blushing, you guys.
We've been married for almost 15 years, and it's funny to say we're still kind of in the honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
He is my best friend, and we have fun together, and I love him with every part of my being, and I only wish I could have him in another life.
Yeah.
Because when it's great, it's just great. He is go.
Right.
He has wrangled this crazy in.
Yeah.
Jimmy has saved us.
But can you?
Jimmy is the only one that's been able to wrangle it to this extent. He's everything.
Yeah.
He's everything, and I am the winner.
When
I am blessed.
Was it you coming and saying, "I want to buy the theater," or was it a mutual conversation, or was it I'd like to buy the theater?
Jimmy,
was it even on his radar?
No. Jimmy. He is very much like this.
Mm-hmm.
And he analyzes and he gives worst case scenario, and he's very smart and he thinks things through, where I am batshit crazy and I am impulsive and it's go time. I take the risks.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy, let's be honest. We've had a lot of opportunities put in front of us. We say no to most of them because Jimmy is the hero.
Well, let's talk about some of those opportunities.
Yeah, sure.
Because you have fed presidents.
Yeah.
You have been on TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
every time I turn around, you're on Fox 8 doing
I love it down
something.
there. Love Fox 8.
I love Fox 8. Shout out to Fox 8 and
Shout
my
out.
buddy. I was just texting with Kenny the other day.
I texted with him 2 days ago,
He's
too.
going to be a guest on A Piece of Molly's Mind.
Kicking it with Kenny.
Yeah, we call it the Molly and Kenny Show,
Yeah.
just so you know. The Molly and Kenny Show will be back on A Piece of Molly's Mind.
Well, he
Little
texted me
teaser.
2 days ago because he was at the golf dome.
Yes.
He texts me and he goes, I saw the Hive. Oh my God, it's huge. It's enormous. And all I texted back was, that's what she said. And he goes, I have to come out. We have to see it. He goes,
Yes.
This is crazy.
Yeah, he just makes you feel like
He's
you're the
just
most
so-
important person in the world.
He does.
I mean, it is a talent.
He should have been in the hospitality industry.
Yeah, he should have. Yeah. And Stephanie Schaefer, I love her
Well,
over
and
there.
Christy
as well.
is my.
Yes, Christy's
Her
your
and I
girl.
go.
I don't
way
know
back.
her.
I love her.
We're
They
like-
are as what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
I love them.
If Fox 8 would like to be a sponsor, every episode I'm asking for a sponsor. So Fox 8 would be a great sponsor.
You haven't asked me to be a sponsor.
And the Hive will be sponsoring.
I'll sponsor.
I love that. Then I can have like a little studio
Mm-hmm.
upstairs.
You could, Molly.
I
we
love
could
this.
really have our own little
Podcast
studio.
You could
web
rent it out.
series. Kimberly can cook there.
Yeah.
Film her little YouTube.
Are you guys? I mean, this is how these brains work. And you know, the sad part is tomorrow we'll be texting about this and getting it all planned, and that's how we roll. So,
So where were we going?
Yeah, no, we were talking about your opportunities. Let's talk
Yeah.
about like you were selected for the RNC when that came to Cleveland. Talk about that process, and
You know,
that has to be a pivotal.
it was life changing.
Yeah,
And you know, I always tell people we don't talk politics on this podcast.
Mm-mm.
I always tell people it doesn't matter your political beliefs. It was life changing for me professionally,
Yeah.
but more so personally.
What does that mean? Yeah.
You know, the family thing.
Mm.
The family thing. You know, I still get some flack from my family because I said, you know, this is me not really paying attention in school, but there's this thing coming to Cleveland. It's called the RNC. People are going to need food. And my family's like, are you kidding? Like, are you kidding? And, you know, this is one of those things. If I have excelled at anything in my life, I'm not afraid of someone to look at me and go, no. If you don't ask, why not?
Yeah,
and I think that
absolutely.
has kind of been the key to my
Absolutely.
success.
Yeah.
And I called the RNC Cleveland committee and I said, listen, this is who I am. I own a catering company. I had that catering company for all of like a year, maybe.
Oh my gosh.
You know,
Really?
it was Jimmy, myself. Maybe it was a couple years, but it was Jimmy, myself, and 2 other employees. I mean,
Yeah.
we were bootstrapping it for sure when we first started. And
Cleveland was really pushing hard. I remember those posts and stuff about come out and try to be a part of this. And it was it was flowers and everything.
it was decor, like decorators, rental companies, florists, because Lowe's greenhouse got selected too. Shout
Right.
out Lowe's.
Yeah.
And
They're bringing my 18-foot tree in the
that's
front. I don't know when this will air, but it's either coming or go stop at the inn to look at my beautiful
well, you know
tree.
what they're doing for us?
What?
As soon as the snow melts, they are going to dig up the birch trees from the original timber fire property and replant them here.
My God.
Isn't that sweet?
Oh, I love Bob
Yeah.
and Sam and Kathleen.
Good
and-
people
Yeah,
over
they're good people.
Good people.
people.
So
Yes.
I went in, I introduced myself, I took some samples into the committee. Then they called me for cooking tests, and I'm cooking for 12 people. I'm cooking for 20, then we're cooking for 40, and, you know, just showcasing everything. We
Getting
got
a free dinner. is
Yeah.
what that was.
We got selected, and the background checks were extensive. I mean,
Yeah.
stressful. We got selected. They selected 4 caterers, 4 florists, all that. And you were able to come down for RNC Vendor Day. And this is when they bring everybody in, like the Republican Women's Association, you name it, they're there. The Today Show, like who's going to be needing food, all this. And there's few moments in my life that I've been able to take a breath and go, this is it. This is it.
This is that
Have
moment.
This is your moment. And I've been fortunate. I've had 2 or 3 of those moments, and
I'm still waiting.
And honestly, the candidate that year for president's whole team walked up to my little Hungry Bee table.
Was he there?
No.
Okay.
It was all of his people. It was like
Okay.
Steve Miller, Rance Priebus, those kind of people.
Naming people I don't
Yeah.
know, but yeah.
And I said, I was this little independent caterer, and I had national companies on each side of me, like Aramark.
Mm.
And it was like a screenshot in time for me. And I looked right at them. I go, you can go with Walmart on either side of me right now. But if you support this small local independent caterer right here, I vow to you I will support 10 other small local Cleveland businesses through this RNC. The next day, Jimmy Gibson and I had 36 life-changing contracts, including the future president of the United States.
Oh my gosh. So what does that mean? Who were these other people that, like, who were the other people that the contracts?
The FBI, the Secret Service,
Okay.
any Republican associated committee. Then I had the Trump family. I had.
Do you think you saying that was it?
I think I could have served Alpo that day, and I think that.
What made you say it? What possessed you to say that?
That I was barely making ends meet as a small independent business owner, and I had a 2-year-old at home, and I had no backup plan. And I said, this is the moment right here that determines the winners and the losers. Who are you going to be tomorrow morning when you wake up?
Yeah. Wow.
And it sounds kind of shitty to put it that way.
No,
that was one of those moments where it's either you or it's me, and I put me and my family.
Yeah, and why can't it be me, the small little girl,
right,
versus the big guys that always get it?
Right. Right. And I bootstrapped the biggest opportunity of my life. I called my father, my sister, cousins, my best friends, and it was
because you were only four people, you and Jimmy and 2 others.
And it's funny because the selection committee for the RNC was shocked. I mean, it was a huge upset for Aramark and others. And we had all had our kitchen assignments at Quicken Loans Arena at that point, and they couldn't be changed. Aramark had like an 11,000 square foot kitchen, and they gave Hungry Bee an Auntie Anne's pretzel shop.
Oh my gosh.
And we served 1,500 people breakfast, lunch, and dinner that entire week out of an Auntie Anne's pretzel shop.
Oh my gosh.
And that's when I knew, like.
So you got paid for that, yes? Okay.
I got paid for that. And, I had talked to the people that did the RNC 4 years before, and they go, get the credit cards on file. Like, we were paid in full. And the thing was, you saw restaurants and things opening up down in Cleveland, like for this RNC.
Yes.
But I had done the research. Once that starts, they all have to get inside. And I said, well, that's my bread and butter right there.
Yeah.
And, we were taking care of Mitch McConnell and, his people. I mean, it was life-changing.
You were on the plane. Right?
I've been everywhere.
Yeah.
And, I was on CNN. I mean, I'm a cook. I'm a cook. But again, we pulled that off because we called people that we worked with at Moxie and Red. We had the dream team, and we still have most of that dream team. And it was life-changing for several reasons. 1, it gave me a huge security clearance from a food and beverage regard. 2, my corporate footprint grew exponentially. But 3, getting into the family part, I don't know if you want to talk about the family part.
I always want to talk about the family part.
Because we've missed some steps about how I met Jimmy.
That's
and the
right.
family dynamic.
You met Jimmy you guys were working at Red. Or Moxie.
Jimmy was the chef at Moxie and Red, and I was there on my first day of work, and the owner was interviewing me, and, he said, we don't fraternize here, because, that never happens in the restaurant industry.
Mm-mm.
And I said,
Nope.
That's fine. Like, you don't have to worry about that with me. I was hyper focused on, I
Not
love those
restaurants. Yeah, right now.
I wasn't even looking for love.
And in walks.
I walk right into the kitchen, and he introduces me to Jimmy Gibson. And it was honestly what you dream of as a young girl happening. It hit me. And I go, I don't know what it is, but he's coming home.
And he came home right then and
And he
there.
came home.
Oh my God.
No, he came home the next night.
Good. Oh my. Scandalous.
Scandals of the Hive.
So did you work there and fraternize?
I did. Oh my God. But
Mm.
I met Jimmy and we kept it under the down low for a long time. And then finally I was pulled into an office and they knew and they go, you got to
It's him or
go.
them.
You got to go. And I knew Jimmy wasn't going. I mean, he had been there for years.
Yeah.
And I could go find a job anywhere else.
Right.
I was so in love. I'm still so in love. And it was the best firing I ever had.
Were you in the kitchen?
No, I was
No.
running front of the house and I was
Okay.
writing some wine lists and doing things like that. And
Okay.
Jimmy was in the kitchen. And, a lot of people think I'm the chef. I do all this stuff. And yes, I am a chef, but Jimmy Gibson,
Yeah.
he can cook circles around me. You're talking about a guy, that cooked at the James Beard House twice, catered New York Fashion Week. I mean, Jimmy is very humble where I'm like, Jimmy did this, Jimmy did this, Jimmy did this. But he's allowed me to be the one to shine. And
Is he the one that we talk about chicken paprikash?
Mhm.
Am I going to be competing with him or you? Or should we do the three?
Jimmy's chicken paprikash.
Okay. All right.
I'm smart enough to know what I got. Like Jimmy's.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll beat him. So then you guys get married.
We get married and I'm managing Loretta Paganini's culinary school for a while. And, finally I'm like, and I'm a private chef in Hunting Valley. I did that for a long time. And she became family. And, I think people come into our lives at a moment, sometimes, especially when we need them most. And her name was Mrs. Julia Dempsey. And she treated me like gold.
Yeah.
And you either loved her or you hated her. And I loved her. I loved her with everything. And she treated me like family. And that was a great experience for me because I knew I wanted to have a family of my own.
How long were you with her? Because she passed away not all that long ago, right?
She
If I'm thinking of the
passed
right
away
person.
7 years ago.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, I wanted to have a family, and she afforded me that opportunity to have a quality of life and a living wage. And, she was great.
Yeah.
She was great.
So you get married.
So
and
we get
it's time
married.
to have babies.
It's time to have babies. And I hate saying this, but I do put it out there because I think it's important to put it out there. And that's one of the things Jimmy says to me. He goes, you're an oversharer. You overshare. And you know what I do? But
if you
because
can help
sometimes
one
I wish
person.
I would have had someone that I could listen to as an oversharer.
Yeah, I agree.
I have
and
a
if
lot
it can
of
guide somebody or help somebody through something, then it all is not for nothing.
Right. And I have a lot of shit. I've had a lot of shit. And it's what has made me who I am today, for sure. So
you got pregnant with your first child with no problem?
No.
Yes? No. Okay.
No. A lot of losses along the way.
Miscarriages?
Miscarried twins, late term. And I only bring that up because of our situation now.
Yeah.
And I always say to women, you will have a family if you want one. It just might not be in the traditional way you expect.
Correct.
And
that's okay.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
And that's okay. So finally, after a couple struggles and heartbreak, we welcomed Harper Grace, who was our miracle baby.
What made you keep trying? I've never dealt with a miscarriage, and I just, it breaks my heart to think, like, I don't know how people have the courage to because sometimes it happens multiple times.
Anxiety ridden. And honestly,
and heartbreak, and
we love the idea of trying.
Yes.
I mean, Jimmy and I love the idea of trying. However, it puts a whole different element into it, which is emotionally charged. It's a lot of anxiety. Yeah. And when you're doing fertility drugs, it's like, you got to do this and you got to do it at this time.
Right.
And you got to be this temperature. Like, it's a lot. But we kept going because I love Jimmy so much, and I always felt like I just wanted to have something with him. I know that sounds so weird to say, like, get a dog, but like,
no,
I just wanted to have
of
us create something together. And, we could have just adopted and that would have been fine too.
Right. Did you ever feel that you were being punished? That the miscarriages were punishment of things that you had done in the past?
you know,
I always wonder if people wonder that.
I didn't think that, but I thought, what am I doing wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I do this? And I think I took it the hardest because I have excelled at a lot of things because I push. I'm a pusher. I push myself, whether that was athletics, whether that was culinary school. I mean, I work. And to not be able to do this one thing that you're kind of put here to do
Right.
was very difficult for me.
I never thought about that.
Difficult. So even when I was pregnant with Harper Grace and further along, it wasn't a joyful pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
I had hyperemesis the whole pregnancy. You know, I was hospitalized more than I can remember. I always had fear that I was going to lose this baby too.
Right.
So then when I finally had this baby, and I have to send you a picture.
Yes.
I gained 110 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
And yes, fertility drugs did that to me,
Yeah.
but I was living on beef and cheddar melts. And I was taking advantage of that.
I love that. I love it.
And I'm going, I'm having a 10-pound baby. She came out and she was 5 pounds, 2 ounces. And I'm like, but I was just happy to have this little baby. And, you know, it was just Jimmy, Harper, and I for a couple years. And she was a little lady and we could take her everywhere with us. And
what made you want to try again?
I always wanted Harper to have a sibling. And, you know, I have a sibling. You have siblings.
Yeah.
You know, family's important. You know, I never wanted a huge family, but
Right.
I wanted that one day when I'm gone.
Just didn't want to have one.
I wanted my child to have someone.
Yeah.
When I was gone, and trying again, and the doctor saying, "Feel lucky, you have Harper. It's not going to happen again.
Right.
Like it's not." And
count your blessings.
I did double rounds of fertility treatments in December of that year. Harper was 4,
gosh.
and it wasn't. If you get pregnant, you may get pregnant, and it may be multiples.
Right. Right.
And I didn't get pregnant.
With 2 rounds?
I didn't get pregnant. And we got a phone call that a little girl that lived in Chagrin Falls needed a family. And it was a pretty quick, and when I say quick, I mean 24 hours. And she's 3 days younger than Harper Grace. So I always say, almost twins.
Yeah.
God's looking out for me.
Yeah.
And we called the head of Secret Service that we worked with at the county or at the RNC, and we got our background checks, our security cleared background checks over to the county. We took custody of Vea 8 hours later.
Oh, wow.
So she didn't need to spend a night in foster care. We brought Vea home on Tuesday. And Harper Grace, my sister is here. My sister is here. And core memory locked. Brought her home on Tuesday. When you bring a 4-year-old home with no notice, you have quite a bit of adjustments. And I was like, I'm going to take a leave of absence from work.
Right.
We're building our family. We need to, we didn't tell anybody.
Right.
We were sheltering kind of in place. They are a new family member and getting to know each other. And I went into Hungry Bee to go grab the mail on Friday. And I collapsed in the front of the shop.
Oh, boy.
And one of our team members called 911. And, you think it's the stress of bringing home a 4-year-old without any notice.
Yeah.
And the doctor congratulated me. And I said, thank you so much. Our family's finally complete.
They weren't talking about Vea.
And he said, almost, you're pregnant.
Oh, my God.
And I remember the sheer panic. I was ready to go hang off the Valley View Bridge, if I'm being honest. I remember it's a thing when you feel the nerves in your teeth go, and it goes through your whole body like a lightning bolt.
What? Why? What were you afraid of?
Because I said, holy shit, I got fucking 5 babies in here from that last fertility treatment. This is going to be multiples.
Right.
And I already have non-traditional multiples at 3 days apart in age.
Yeah.
I just brought a 4-year-old home with no notice, and I'm knocked up. Are you kidding me? God laughs. And I'm freaking out. And Jimmy Gibson throws his arms around me and goes, I love you so
Mm.
much, and I love this gift, and I love our family. And like, I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
And I looked at him and I go, it's going to be fine, isn't it? And he goes, it's going to be great.
Mm. Yeah.
And that's why I always say, this is all just stuff. This
Yeah.
is all just noise. You know, if Jimmy Gibson and I could get through 2017, where we had, you know, Hungry Bee, Cultivate, we were part of another place, and, you know, new family members. We went from a family of 3 to a family of 5 overnight. If you could get through 2017, you can get through anything.
Yeah.
And that's what it's been. And
Yeah. And then to have 3 years later, if I do my math correctly, you have COVID, so you have a small business during COVID that you need to now, you know, have to survive that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Was COVID good for you because it was a food source and we
Yes,
needed that?
And I hate saying that.
Well, it's
the restaurants were all shut down.
Yeah.
And we had sold Cultivate.
Yeah.
3 months before COVID hit.
Wow.
We had left our partnership at another restaurant. God was looking out for us. We said, we have to go home. We have to go home to Hungry Bee, back to the promised land there. And COVID hit, and it was such a blow to everybody. I said, everything is happening here for a reason. We're at Hungry Bee now for a reason. And then the Cleveland Clinic called, and it was a unicorn for us. And I always think about, what if I didn't answer that call that day? And it didn't matter if you were a neurosurgeon or a janitor at the Cleveland Clinic. If you had COVID, they wanted you and everyone in your household to stay home for 14 days.
Mm-hmm.
And little Hungry Bee, with 6 employees at that time, delivered breakfast, lunch, and dinner for everyone at the Cleveland Clinic that had COVID
At their
for
house?
months and months. We hired 16 college kids.
Wow.
We had a schematic program where we could get routes. There were times when we were delivering 250 houses a day.
Wow.
I mean,
and good for Cleveland Clinic. Wow.
I mean, that was at the point where we didn't know what to expect.
Right.
You know, we didn't know what this was.
Yeah.
But they wanted you to stay home, and we fed you that entire time.
Wow.
We just dropped it at your door, sent you a text message, delivered.
Wow.
Come and get it.
That's so cool.
And you know, you talk about the RNC being life-changing. That was life-changing. That got us through that. I was a private chef for a family during that time as well. Like,
and you didn't forget the community. I remember I was, and I'm going to tell a story about you, but and I don't know if you want me to, but I'm going to, and we'll edit it out if you don't want later. I have to hide my hairy legs. Hold on a second, everybody.
they're not hairy.
Okay, they are. I'm moving into my winter skin. You called me. I was the director of the chamber at the time, and you called me and you said, I want to give you cash. I want it to be a secret. Obviously, I'm telling it now. And I want you to give it to businesses that you feel need help right now. So I was able to go, I can't remember the dollar amount, but it wasn't like it was $20. It was a nice amount. And I got to go, I can't think of, I know Sugar Me Desertery was a recipient. I can't think of anybody else off the Fireside.
I think I had you go to 5.
Yeah, just so cool that, you know, again, you're given these opportunities, but you're not forgetting your community. And I respect you with so much.
Well, now that it's years later, it's okay.
Now that I told it, perfect. We're keeping it in, folks. We're keeping it in.
Okay.
Hungry Bee is now how old?
Well,
we were just trying to
been brick and mortar for 12 years last week. 2 weeks ago, it turned 12.
I want to talk a little bit about the blue cooler.
Yeah.
So how many years ago did you put that on your front porch?
8 years ago, 8 or 9 years ago.
So tell me why. Tell me what sparked.
It was right after we brought Bea home.
Okay.
Because that was a rough transition. And with her permission, Jimmy and I, you know, now she's a big girl, you know, she's in 7th grade. And Bea is one of the most empathetic children you will ever meet, young ladies. And I think kids like Bea are ones that change the world one day. This is a girl that had a lot of strikes against her at a very young age, and she has truly not, how do you say this? She's never was a victim to her circumstances. And when we brought her home for everything this little girl had been through, the miracle is that she still had the love and trust in her heart and wanted a family.
Yeah, she could have hated the world.
That's the miracle right there.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've had these discussions with her because the blue cooler was inspired by her. When you're a young one, you're little, and you experience any type of food insecurity, we realized that never goes away. You never forget that feeling of hunger. And now that Vea is older and we've had these discussions, you know, we brought her home and, you know, I would clean her room when she was at school or something, and I'd find boxes of macaroni and cheese under her covers, or, you know, Jell-O boxes. You know, it's a fight or flight type thing.
Because she didn't have food, or
I think she was very much restricted food.
Okay.
And everyone has something.
Yeah.
And we made a lot of mistakes. I mean, we weren't foster parents.
Right.
We didn't go, we had to go through the classes after.
Right. You had her.
Yeah. And, you know, I remember I was like, we can solve this right now. And I got a big basket and I put it low on a shelf and I filled it with healthy snacks and granola bars and things like that. And slowly by slowly, it started to get better. And she knew that, you know, we loved her and there was going to be food there. And bonus, mom and dad are chefs.
Yeah.
So, you know, Vea, now we're at a point where this kid will say, Mom, can we have mussels for dinner tonight? Like, she eats absolutely everything. She's my little foodie. And, you know, it was important to Jimmy and I that that she felt comfortable sharing that story and allowing us to say that she was the inspiration. And she's just.
So you put the blue cooler out
Yep.
on Hungry Bee. Will it transition here as well? More to come.
I've had a goal for a very long time, even before this was even a twinkle in my eye, that I would do some sort of a pantry, some type of a Meals on Wheels, something one day. You know, and that stems from my parents from a very young age having us on Christmas go to Jaga Hospital and grab the meals and deliver to shut-ins and sitting with them. You know, those things, it's important to do those things with your kids. It really is.
Yeah.
Everyone could use some help from time to time. And, you know, it's been me at times. I'm sure it's been you. Everyone has something. It's important that we raise these young kids nowadays to understand and respect that circumstances can change like that.
Yeah, it's not all guaranteed.
We need some good in this world.
Yeah. So people can go to your blue cooler.
Non-judgment. We don't approach anybody.
The reason it's a blue cooler is none other than that was the cooler you had in your house.
I had a blue cooler sitting in my garage, and I just put a piece of paper on it with some masking tape that said, if you are in need or hungry, this is for you.
Yeah.
You are loved. And
people come and they take.
And sometimes they come in, but we just let them. It's a non-judgmental zone, and it gets hit multiple times a day, and we're confident it's the right people.
Right.
And like sometimes we have like women that'll come in like brand new Mercedes and going through the blue cooler, and then they'll pop in and they'll go, my neighbor is elderly, and we go, that's what it's for.
Yeah.
Please take it.
And you don't even have to tell us.
Yeah, we don't need to tell us.
Yeah.
You don't need to tell us.
Yeah.
That's what it's there for. And it's one of the things we've done that I'm the most proudest of, and I have a feeling that that is going to hopefully scale to a national level here in the near future. It's important to me.
Yeah. So other than the opening of the Hive, what is next for Kim Gibson? You had a documentary that you just showed at the Chagrin Falls.
We had a documentary that was fun and, you know, looking forward.
Great. And where can people see that if they want?
On our website, thehivechagrin.com.
Okay. Make sure that you're signing up, I'm assuming, for maybe a newsletter or something like that.
Lots of good stuff on there.
What's that website?
It's all under the Hive. You'll see it all there. Honey Hill.
Follow the great social media presence. You really get to follow along constantly. They're updating all the time on kind of what's going on here at the Hive. So make sure you're following after you like a piece of Molly's Mind.
Well, and especially because we're going to have a lot of cool events and community-driven focused events
you
here.
want to get the invites on that.
Can I give one little tasty morsel here that has not been released yet?
Yes.
This is a Molly's exclusive.
Exclusive breaking news. Yes, you may.
We will be hosting this July our first annual Christmas in July, which will benefit local charity, to be announced. But I am happy to say that Preston, the wonderful Preston family out in Burton, selection is certain out in Burton, that's what they say in the commercials, has donated a vehicle to us for those efforts. And it is going to be an all-day Christmas in July and a bash at night. And
somebody can win a car?
A brand new SUV. What? Thank you, Preston.
Thank you, Preston. Shout out to Preston over there.
Wow. Yep.
That's exciting.
So that's a Molly exclusive here. I am very excited about that. It's another way to just give back and help those. And I look forward to many of those opportunities to come.
I am of the belief that if you can do
right,
you know what I mean? Like if you're in a position, just do it.
And if you're in it for the right reasons,
right.
There's a lot of people that do it for PR, and I have to say, they always say this: the idea of doing good business is good business, and I see that too, but when it's authentic, nothing beats it. And that's why we don't tell people about giving an envelope.
So what haven't we covered? What have I missed? I will tell everybody I printed off my questions and they're sitting on my counter at home. I think I covered it all.
I think you did good.
I need you to grab your phone because I do need to do my rapid questions.
Sure. Okay.
Which are on your phone. Miss Kim Gibson, spam is calling. Should we call them? Should we answer it live?
Let me tell you, when you take a bank loan, everyone and your mother has your cell number from there on out.
I'll answer it. Kim's secretary. How may I help you? All right, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
What's your go-to dish when you're starving?
I've been living on a lot of little cheese and charcuterie plates, like some cheeses, some meats, some garnishes, just because
you're sampling.
I have not sat down for a meal. I try with the girls, but I said to the girls the other day, I go, this is a very stressful season of mommy's life. And, I want to be at everything, but there's certain things I'm going to need to be doing. Meal. I mean, I've been eating a lot of slices of pizza lately.
Yeah.
And
what's your favorite pizza?
You're going to wrinkle your nose when I say this.
Are you going to say Bell Station?
No.
Oh.
I have a few guilty pleasures, and that maybe rolls into another question. I love Papa John's.
Do you?
I love their cheese sticks.
Really? Okay.
Have you had their cheese bread?
No.
Molly?
No. I love the Bell Market Express pizza.
I haven't had it.
Oh my gosh.
I like to support as locally as possible, but I have a couple guilty pleasures that it's like.
Well, you need to try are you trying the mozzarella sticks?
It is like a small cheese pizza cut into strips and sticks, and with the dipping sauce. It's
all right.
Molly.
You need to try. Will you try Bell Market?
I will.
Try Papa John's.
I will.
Okay, because I think you're going to be pleasantly happy.
Okay.
Try their pepperoni roll as well as their pizza.
Will do.
You have changed. We didn't go over this.
Lay it on me.
I want to hit it.
I'm an open book, Molly.
You have changed in appearance recently.
Yes.
And
Before you ask the question, can I say one thing?
Yes.
I had a woman come into Hungry Bee last week, and I'm standing behind the counter, and she looks right at me in front of.
She wasn't eating her home food, was she?
In front of my coworkers, and she goes, "Well, can you do this, 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 and this?" And I go, "I really need to check the catering schedule to see if we have the availability. We're really inundated this time of year." And she goes, "I know Kimberly. I'm friends with Kimberly."
And she's talking to you?
And she's talking to me. And I go, "Well, I'm Kimberly." And she goes, "Well, then the other Kimberly." I think when you're going through the change yourself, you don't realize how it might look to other people.
Yeah. So, and this will be an exclusive here on this podcast. I too have been participating in the shot, as I call it, and I'm down 69 pounds, and
You look great.
it's been
You feel good.
I feel good. I cross my legs, which Kathy Hattenbach,
Kathy Hattenbach.
Kathy Hattenbach and I have had this conversation. There's nothing like folding your legs.
Yeah.
And when you're heavy, you can't fold your legs. So
Yeah.
there's nothing like folding your legs.
Right.
But
we have to say the Kathy Hattenbach thing.
Yes.
So we have a thing at Hungry Bee. This has been for a couple years now.
Does she know about it?
She knows.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure she knows. Whether it's at Tanglewood or Hungry Bee or here at the Hive, Kathy Hattenbach is like the unofficial mayor of the Chagrin Valley. And she does so many good things.
Correct.
And like, she's just a fun, I mean,
she's amazing.
I love her.
She's amazing.
And she's one of those people that does a lot under the radar.
Yes,
authentic
and yes.
Queen, fucking
We
queen.
should get her on
She's a
that.
fucking,
Yeah.
she should be on one.
Yeah. But she won't talk about all the stuff she does.
I know.
So it'll be a boring podcast.
You know why? Because she's such
amazing.
a good person.
Yeah.
But every time she comes up, we always go, Kathy Hattenbach. And then we were like, you got to take a shot. Take a shot.
That's so
Kathy
funny.
Hattenbach.
And we did.
Yep.
We mentioned her. Yeah. So what you went through a weight loss, I
had the gastric sleeve surgery. And I am an open book. You know, I did everything to lose the weight.
Yes.
And when my little Frankie James turned, 6 years old, 6 years old, I finally said, you know what? I have put my body through the ringer.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be selfish. I'm going to be a little bit selfish.
Yeah.
And I had the gastric sleeve surgery, and, I started at 260. And today, I'll be honest, I'm about 125, and I'm feeling all right with that.
Yeah.
And
what else?
I had some medical stuff, and I had some subtractions and some additions, and there's a lot of hanging pieces and parts when you lose that kind of weight too. I had to tighten it all up.
Yeah.
Boobs. Oh, well, that was yeah. Everything,
tiny. Like I had to just buy a bra, and I'm going to show you right now. I like a certain bra. I get it on Amazon. It's Vanity Fair. And I'm going to show you right now why AI is not scary.
Vanity Fair sponsor.
Vanity Fair. Yes, Vanity Fair. I'd love you to sponsor me or send me some free bras. So I just ordered my bra, and I was searching because I've ordered the bra many, many, many times.
Yeah.
So on the Amazon, you go to orders and you go to the search bar, and I search bra. And right now, the video is going to come up with all the different things that came up. It was sour cream. It was I'm scrolling. Here's the video right here of all that's why AI is not scaring me. The other day, I wanted to make a countdown clock from 13 to 0, and I won't tell you why. But if you know the number 13, for those of you who are listening, might know why that is. And I did it, and I clicked generate. My countdown clock was 13, 7, 45. And I literally said 13, 12, 11. All right. So
AI is
boobs. Yeah. Oh, so that's what I was talking about. My bra. I was doing the hardware store. I do their window. For my window. I'm hanging things up, and I'm wearing a bra that 69 pounds later is not whole because the boobs get shrunk.
Yeah.
Boobs. I'm going like this to hang things, and the boobs are out of the bra because there's nothing. It just is.
When you lose that kind of weight,
it's a lot.
It's a lot. And
yeah. So boobs, yes.
Oh, Molly. There's
anything
not
on your face.
There's not much that's real here anymore. I'll be honest with you.
Your hair.
Oh, this is all me. This hair is all me. But I'm wearing a hat because I've been running so hard. I am like a skunk. I am like white and then dark. I
just love that you are you. That's
I've
treated yourself, and
I've had some nip and tucks. I've had some stuff sucked out. I've had some things put in. My face, when you lose that amount of weight, the elasticity is definitely gone in my face. I have not done it, but Kris Jenner, I know her idea of aging gracefully. I get it. I get it.
All right, back to rapid fire because I wanted to cover your body.
Yeah.
I didn't want to cover your body, but I wanted to cover your body.
Jimmy Gibson will cover it later.
What tool do you have to have in your kitchen? What
My
gadget?
chef knife.
Your chef knife.
Chef knife.
Sharpened?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have a good chef knife. If you cut yourself on a dull chef knife, it's going to hurt so bad. The sharper, the better. Sharp chef knife.
What seasoning is underrated?
Curry.
What season do people use just too much?
Iodized salt.
Mm.
Blech. Kosher salt.
Okay.
Go with kosher salt.
Okay.
I just hate iodized salt. Like, that's the salt that should be in your salt shaker,
Okay.
not
seasoning a dish.
Yeah.
What is the best dish you make?
I mean, that could be anything from Swedish meatballs all the way up to foie gras with Petrosian caviar. That's such a large. I do love the James Beard 100 clove garlic chicken. I love that recipe, but I think my favorite recipe that I've taken from a cookbook, Ina Garten's grilled cheese recipe.
Ooh.
It's the best grilled cheese I've ever had in my life. I make it all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What's so special?
Yeah,
about
it's
it?
just, she uses some mayonnaise, she uses some
Oh.
Dijon. Like, it is,
Ooh, okay.
it's exceptional.
Okay.
I love Ina.
And we talked on the last one. I want to bring it back, even though this podcast is way long.
You'll have
and I love that.
you'll have to nip and tuck, just like I did, Molly.
Nip and tuck any of it. We talked about Welsh rarebit and how Stouffer's sponsor needs to bring.
They got to bring it back.
I'm going to start a petition.
Bring it back.
Bring back the Welsh rarebit. I see no reason not to have it.
You know what the only reason
the two
is?
of us are the only two that bought it. I don't know.
Do you know the reason they're not bringing it
Why?
back? Because all the people that actually held that dear and loved that are all passing away.
I know. But we could bring it back. We're here
for
you.
There's just certain things as a chef you just got to say, I give up.
I know.
Can't match Stouffer's Welsh rarebit.
The
Dublin lawyer,
which you're going to.
I'm going to make for you the Dublin lawyer.
Yeah, the Dublin lawyer. I think you should have that as one of your Tuesday night dishes. I mean, it's going to be expensive because you have lobster in it, but
yeah, the Dublin lawyer.
The
Night Town.
It was originally Raintree.
Yeah.
And then
Sorry.
Dinner. You could have 3 guests at your dinner, dead or alive. It's actually 2 guests.
Yeah.
Who would you want those to be?
My grandma and grandpa McCune. I would want them to see. One of my biggest things that hurts my heart is that they never got to meet Jimmy Gibson, and they would have adored him, and they would have been so proud of me to get a guy of that quality and that caliber, and been so blown away by his level of support.
What would you cook?
What would I cook? My grandma McCune was Sicilian, and she made the best Sunday supper, and it was spaghetti. Her sauce, spaghetti.
Do you make her sauce?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't ask me my guilty pleasure.
What's your guilty pleasure?
That was what we did last time.
Yeah. What's your guilty pleasure?
It was a bad one.
I remember it now.
The McRib.
Yep. McDonald's sponsor.
The McRib.
Yeah.
It's not even a rib. Like, what is it? I have to, every year I have to have one.
And do you know when it comes out? Does it come out at a certain time, or is it always there?
It should be coming out any day.
Oh.
Like, I've been on McRib watch. And everyone will message me that day and be like, it's the day. And they'll all be sending me McRib pictures throughout the day.
Oh my gosh.
It's a vibe.
That's funny.
The McRib.
Okay, I can't wait to watch that. I want a picture of you at the drive-through picking it up. Does anyone eat in there anymore?
I don't know.
Did we talk about that?
I don't know if they do.
Do you remember? You might be too young, but that's where we had our birthday parties. Like that was it. And now I'm just like, why do you even have a dining room?
Did I tell you my best ever McDonald's story?
No.
Did I ever tell you this story? I'm at St. Joan of Arc in 4th grade.
Oh, you did, but I want it. Yes.
Entrepreneurship started in 4th grade at those friggin' magazine drives. And I'm going to orthodontist office selling magazine drives. The grand prize. And I won it in 4th grade. I could take 5 of my friends. A limo picked us up at St. Joan of Arc. And my mom had me in a little fur coat with one of those muffs. And I have to find it.
Oh my God.
Drove us to McDonald's for a full McDonald's lunch. gave us gift bags with like the little boxes of cookies and everything to take with us.
Do they still have those
No.
cookies?
Weren't those great?
Oh my gosh.
And then drove us
I could
back.
taste it right now.
Drove us back to St. Joan of Arc.
First of all, brilliant on the parents for putting together that package. Like that
No, it was the magazine company that did it. Brilliant for them.
Classic. That is fantastic.
I mean,
oh my God.
I told my
We
daughters
need
about that
picture.
the other day, and they were like, what?
We need that picture. What is your theme song for your life?
Oh, Molly.
I know.
What's your theme song for your life?
Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh. Hey, what's going on with your guy, by the way? Youngblood.
I know, but thank goodness my, first of all, Youngblood, every episode I ask you to be my guest, please. So would you?
I didn't
please be
even
my
know who
guest?
he was until Molly said it, and I Googled
So
him.
amazing. Look at him. Right
He's
there, you
like the
guys.
new crown prince of darkness,
Yes,
isn't he?
Yeah, but he's not even like I don't. I was never really an Ozzy fan. I do love Crazy Train because it just gets me going. But I like some of his, like I challenge you guys, listen to Zombie by Youngblood, listen to War by Youngblood. Listen
Sounds
to
so
his-
uplifting and
I know,
cheery,
listen
Molly.
to his rendition of Changes that he
Oh.
did at the Black Sabbath reunion, which he's actually nominated for a Grammy for that. Like I would not call maybe his early music, which I don't know because he has a new album called Idols, and that's really the one that I'm attached to.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like bang your head. It's Bowie.
Yeah. Okay.
It's that rock and roll. Aerosmith. He just had a collab with Aerosmith, so that's kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, he obviously adores Ozzy, and Ozzy adored him, but yeah, he just canceled some of his. Thank goodness my concert tickets aren't until May.
Yeah.
So I think I'm okay. But he's in LA right now, so he's okay.
Okay. I would say, I mean, let's put it out there. You might laugh at me.
I will not laugh.
I am a huge Swiftie.
Okay.
I'm a huge Swiftie.
Okay.
I celebrate her entire catalog.
Okay.
Okay, so but my theme song, I would say, maybe not so much a theme song, but a song that really gets
Connects
me
you.
is, I've always loved this song from like the 60s by Bread. I would give everything I own, give up my life, my heart, my home. I would give everything I own just to have you back again.
When
There's someone you love.
Where's the lighters? Where are the lighters? Oh my gosh. Jimmy, can we have the stage?
That's on like our sexy time playlist. That's one of those songs.
I would like the stage because I'd like to do a karaoke night with Kim and sing that song.
Oh, yeah.
And last but not least, any regrets?
I mean, yeah, you're always going to say, I regret that I didn't try hard enough in school. I regret that
But are you?
No, I'm not.
No.
Any regrets? You know what? No. Fuck it. I have no regrets.
Yeah.
I have no regrets because
I agree,
I have a beautiful family that I adore. I'm building my dream. Yeah, there's been some struggles and some hurdles and some really hard shit along the way, but you know, it's like, that's what makes it all just gravy. My only regret is that I didn't find Jimmy Gibson sooner.
What will be the moment here in this building that you'll be able to stop and say, I did it?
I think when we open and Jimmy and I can stand in that midway and people are looking at retail and going into Hungry Bee and waiting to come into Timber Fire, and where Jimmy and I can just stand in that midway and look at each other and just say, we came from like a fucking line cook and a snooty little girl writing a wine list that had no direction, and when the restaurant closed, we were going and drinking our faces off and sleep until noon before the next, it's such an evolution of my relationship with Jimmy. And I think that us building this together with like the team around us, and honestly, we don't have any partners, and that's been a struggle. And I think I don't know.
You're happy about that.
I'm thrilled with it. I'm thrilled with it. But I've had a lot of support too.
Yeah.
But I think that when I can just look at Jimmy and go, they like it.
Yeah.
Like, that was a big thing. Half the town thought I closed the movie theater, and all the
You were
banks.
the enemy for a minute.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And all the banks said, "You're crazy. You're crazy. You're going to open in stages, right? You're going to open in stages, right?" And I go, "You get one chance to make a first impression, especially when people think you close the beloved community movie theater." And I think when people walk in and go, "Okay, like,
This is cool.
it's here, and this is cool, and this is a place we can come to because it's a Wednesday."
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and elderly people, young people, like, I just want this to be a community gathering house. And I think when they come, I'm praying they come, and I hope that, Jimmy and I can just take that moment and just give each other a big hug and say, it's go time.
I'm going to go deep.
Yeah.
At your funeral, what do you want people to say about you?
I want people to say at my funeral the same thing that my father said at his father's funeral that I have never forgotten 20 years later. I want them to say, she was there.
Love it.
What else could you ask for?
Yeah.
Whether it's your family or your community or your coworkers or your friends, she was there.
Yeah.
With
Well,
that,
I love
that was deep.
I love it. Well, thank you for sitting down with
No,
me.
thank
and
you.
The best of luck. And I can't wait to do our live podcast from the woodshed coming soon. And I can't wait to dine here.
Thank you,
I can't
Molly.
wait. Thank you.
Love
for
you,
all
lady.
do.
Love you. You do.
All right.
You do a lot. So thank you too.
She's the wine's talking, everybody. The wine's talking. All right, we love you all, and that's another episode of A Piece of Molly's Wine. Together we're amazing. We'll see ya.
Share her on Facebook.
Yes, and as well as her. See ya.